Hello, this is Stuart from Meatball Soup, and today we're having a quick playthrough of Etherfields. You can only see about 2/3 of the board. The board is exceptionally long and it's all done horizontally. This is why I've got a little bit of excess space on there. And then I've got a second window just here, just so you can see what's happening with my hand while I'm playing. All 5 characters shall be playing one at a time, as if I've got a team of 5 around a table. The first scenario of the game is a bit of a tutorial. It talks to you and goes through about how the game works. And there will be times where I have to go for rummage and grab bits and bobs out of the box. But for now, should be ready to start. So the first thing you need to do after you set up all your characters have a 22 card deck. These cards have a dual use, so you can either use this to pay for an action, or you can use this bottom bit to do an action. Also, the card that's on the top of the deck, as long as it's got one of these written on it, you can do that action at any time. So as you add cards to your deck, you'll have times when you won't have those on top. Then we got our basic cards. So the first thing we do is you read this card here. So we gate the first dream before it started. What is this strange world? Hint: it will be easy, simple and short. No puzzles, no challenges. Just a quick basic training and a bit of story. And he goes to setup. So you take all 101 secret cards and tiles, reveal the setup tile. You don't have any masks or items yet. Turn deck of 12. So our turn deck is the one just here. And with 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which is all of them. And they go like that. Okay. So here's our first square in A2. Just so you can see, secrets manual is here, and it just lists loads of moments in the game. So it's going to turn to 450 and read that out. Abyss, a dark, cold rift. We crawled out from it. We're not sure. We don't remember. Where are we? We knew that a moment ago. Now it is all gone. Our mission is to go... where? Maybe here, wherever we are. And more importantly, who are we? Something went wrong, or rather terrible. The memory disappears like smoke blown away by a gale. Like a vision of a dream just after waking up. We have equipment with us, but for what? Everything works differently here, breaks down, turns into scraps at a moment's notice. If you lose sight of something for a while, it changes immediately. We hear birds, we smell the wet earth, like after the rain. Petrichord, you recall the curious name of this scent. Remember, we wandered through a maze of forest paths, but we're still in the woods, probably for a very long time. Dirty, torn clothes, sore muscles, hunger and fear. Something wanted to catch us. We barely escaped. We have to get to some gate. Fog rises from the steaming earth. Golden rays of the setting sun shine behind the trees. It's getting cold. Finally, we reach a lean front of a rock wall with massive gates. The gates are closed. There are 3 locks, each with a symbol identical to the pedestals next to it. A leaf, a wave, a padlock. A small tree grows on the first pedestal. A large padlock is attached to the second one. On the third is a stone ewer from which water flows. It seems too simple, but well, maybe some things might be actually simple. Maybe the beginnings are always the simplest. Let's practice the basics then. This is the start of a dream. Place your dreamers in the blue spaces. So it's going to grab our heroes. Here we go. 1, 2, and we can have 5 people occupy one corner. So for now, I'm going to put these all up in the top here. 3 there and 2 there. There won't be much going on for now, and the turn cards will be used only to count turns, which always starts with a draw step. There isn't anything in this dream that uses movement or performs morphing, basic or special effects. The Dreamscape phase will be empty. Let's look around. You see 3 pedestals. On each one you will practice different actions. The green one is a simple action with a cost of 6. Yellow is an action with a cost of 3 of the yellow symbol, where you have to pay as many times as the number of dreamers. And the red is an assault action with a cost of 6. The assault action might be performed in assault range. Base range is 1, which means an adjacent space. Additionally, the actions on the yellow and red pedestals have a no entry icon, which means that they are one use only. Look again at the action on the lower left corner of the A2 tile. Gain 1 shining gem for 1 green. There aren't any limits to how many times you can perform it. In the lower right corner there's a free action with a cost of 0. You only have to be in this space to use it. There's also a wall. Note that you can't move through a wall or measure range through it. It's an impassable barrier. Now the first turn begins. Draw 4 cards and do something. Okay, so we're starting off with the free spirit, which is this one. We have the yellow action, so we need to use 3 to check the altar. So we draw 4 cards. Hand limit is always 6. Here's our cards. So I'm going to seal this card. So sealing means it goes out of my deck and I can't use it until I have a chance to unseal it. But if I seal it, I get 3 of either colour symbol. So I'm going to use that to get the 3 per player that we need on this first task. So what happens here is we've got a couple of tokens to measure how many times something's been done. So that's been done once, and I think that's going to be it for our free spirit. Move that out of the way. That's our free spirit done for this round. Got 1 sealed card, so I'll put it underneath the board. Now we're going to have a go with our next hero, which is the Reaper. So this is a 5th player. This is, you have to buy a separate expansion to get this one. So our 4 cards to start off with. Oh, we've got quite a lot. So she's going to do the same. She's going to seal that one for another. Okay, so we're all working at the moment towards this one task. Okay, let's see if she wants to do anything else with the rest of her cards. She's only got yellows, so I think she'll use another 2 cards. So I've used the 2 yellow on one and the 1 yellow on the other. I'm going to go with this card. Do a 3rd action there. Okay, so we've done 3 now. And we've got Tough Guy. So these 22 decks starters, they have a couple of cards that are special to each character. So as we go along, we'll learn more about how each character plays and works. So in this hand, we've got quite a lot of reds, so we might use them for the assault for the other side. But first of all, we're going to do the same as everyone else with the hesitation. Seal it for 3 yellow. can't do that from because this is tough guy. I can't do that from a distance, so I would have had to use this card first to move into that space. Next is Gambler. Now, first time we haven't got a hesitation in our deck, but we're only one away from completing that task. She's got a couple here that allow her to gain 3. Okay, so as our Gambler is here and is one away from the assault, we do the assault action from that range. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend this for the 2. I'm going to spend 1 to gain 3 and another 1 to gain 3. So that means we've gained 6, which means we've finished the assault part of the tile, which was that red padlock that we had. It says on here, check the red altar, section 2, 3, 4. So we go back into the book, find section 2, 3, 4, and let's have a read. If you're here, it means that you tried assault, a rather violent solution to problems. Remember that the assault action and the contact action can be used from a distance. The basic range of this action is stated on your basic actions card, and it's 1, but many cards may increase it. Don't forget the effect of your action. Place 1 universal marker. So in this game there are clear markers which are used for different points, different things in the game. They're called universal markers. So putting this on the gate tile. Okay, we've got 1 of the 3 things finished. Don't forget to block this action with the block token too, as a no entry icon. This means this action is 1 use only. And that is that. Okay, so we've got 1 more character to go, and then everyone's turns are done. Final one is Specialist. Pick out 4 cards for the special. Hold on. Errand card that's got in there. That's better. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so first few progress cards we've got. So a progress card costs 4 to place. It'll go underneath the board here and it will do special things to you. And these are needed sometimes to do certain things throughout the game. But at the moment, we just need the last 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to discard these 2 cards, which makes a total of 4. And that'll be our last yellow token. So now we've got all the yellow tokens, and get rid of these. We've got a no entry sign on there. Or we want 159. That one. And 159 in the book says, just to make sure, did you multiply the cost by the number of dreamers? If you didn't make any mistake and pay the right cost, place another universal gem on the Dreamgate card. After using this, discard the tokens that lie next to the action. If not for the no entry icon, you'll be able to pay and use the action again and again and again. But otherwise you can't. And the specialist hasn't got much else they can do this turn, so that will be theirs. So that is now a full turn. Everyone's had a go. When it turns over, you usually use this card to determine what the enemies do. As we have no enemies, all that happens is this turns over. And we start a new turn. You then draw up to 6 with 4 cards at a time. So our free spirit's got 3, so we get to draw another 3 and we're up to our hand limit. Okay, so I think we're going to move the free spirit. So we'll spend this, because our yellow thing's the move action, means you can move 2. We're going to move our free spirit onto this space here, so that we can use this one to gain a shining gem. And I can find them in the box. I'm going to start stocking everyone up with shining gems. I think it's going to be the main action this turn. I could get her to go and do the 6 action one, but she hasn't got enough in her hand. I think we're going to just keep her there for now, and that'll be her turn. So back to our Reaper. So got 1 card, so I'm going to draw 4. She should have 5 in her hand. So you can see everything. And I think she hasn't got 6 either of the contact. So what I might do with her is, again, I might move her using the 2 on this card. Move her down to here. And she's going to spend this in a light to get herself her own shining gem. So when rolling comes up, these allow them to re-roll. Last time we sealed 1 card, spent a card, so you've still got 2 cards. So you get to draw up to 6. You've got a lot of reds in their deck. I might use this time to get a I'm going to get this progress card for 4 down. So this costs 4 red. So we're going to use these 2, which makes 4. Place that card down there. So I can either place 1 universal thing on this card, or discard all of them to gain 3 for each, and that costs 3 green each time to activate, which is fine, so I can basically have something storing things. The rest of the cards aren't very useful at the moment, so that is going to be our tough guy. In comes our gambler. So our gambler only had 1 card left last turn. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. You start to see cards that are their own cards. We're needing green actions. And we need 6. I need to be done in 1 turn as well. So I think we're going to get our gambler to do that. So first of all, we're going to have to move her. So we're going to use her gambling card just for the ability in the top corner. Move over to here, where it says number 6. I'm going to spend this card for nothing, sealing it to gain 3 green. There's 4, 5, and 6. Even though with 1 card left as their hand. So that is now complete. And that's our green action, which is check the green altar, section 332. EG2. You may try to gain one universal token here. It's required to open the gate, and you will learn how to use the luck die and how to influence its result. X on one side, dash on the other, then a 3, and a 1, and a 2. So let's begin. Roll a luck die. Let's see what we get. Oh, nothing. Doesn't mean that you paid for the action, but you didn't gain anything. And unfortunately, that's how it is. But if you have any blue shining gems, you may discard one of them until you already die. And you may do so as many times as you want. If you have that many, of course. If you don't have any, too bad. It's better to gain some before coming back here to check the green altar again. Okay, so that turn, nothing happened. So that is the gambler's turn. And for specialist, who ends our round. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to move our friend 1 onto this space. This is a space that allows us to gain the blue gems for a 1 in green. So 1 in green, and you gain a gem. And we can do our contact range of 1. But sadly that would mean we would have to move back a step to do so. And we can't do that just yet, so that is going to be their turn done. Back round to our free spirit. So beginning of a new round. Turn this card over. Got 4. So you get to pick draw 2. Right. I think we're gonna move our dreamer for 1. Then use the 1 on this card. So she'll be back up here. So she's now 1 away from the thing, which means we can do contact, which costs 6. Gonna seal a second card again. Same as the last card. That's 3, 4, 5. And 6. So we're going to have another go with the luck die, because we know that's what we're going to have to do. Oh, come on, let's roll properly. There we go, we've got a 2. Let's get a dice tray later on, because things don't roll well on cardboard. Okay, it works. Place 1 universal token on the Dreamgate tile, and then block this action. See, there wasn't a entry icon here, but sometimes it's hidden inside the action. Many additional effects may take effect inside the script. So now we'll seal that one, and then that's no entry on there as well. So now do we have any movement left in her? Yes. So what I'm going to do is going to use this one for 2 movement. Move here and here. And I'm going to try and open the door with her. Which is Section 823 in the Secrets book. Check how many universal tokens there are on the Dreamgate tile. If there are 3 of them, discard them, reveal the Z tile, and resolve 173. So our Z tile is here, and our Z tile. Okay, now go to A3. There we go. The gate is open. What hides inside? Do you see the moon's icon at the centre? It means that the whole tile, all 4 spaces, is dark. Then something happens. Before you manage to take a step in, something emerges from the forest. Resolve 257. Deal tile Y and spawn 1 human shapeshifter. Tile Y. So you've got something wicked. Spawn. It means place 1 miniature in a space with a little pink icon. There's only one that can dream, so it's easy. There's no flavor text this time. Treat the script as an active pause. Possibility to learn more about your enemy. Tile Y is an enemy tile. Entity tile. Something wicked has a movement value of 4. It's important that you resolve a monster step. A yellow die icon on the current turn card. Entities always move towards the nearest dreamer unless stated otherwise. There are several dreamers in the entity's range who may decide which one is targeted by the entity. Further entity interactions. There's only one this time, and it's the assault action. It seems you won't practice too much contact today. To end a total of 6 multiplied number dreamers, you activate the assault effect. In this case, you relocate the entity to any other space. Remember that relocate is such a better movement because it doesn't care about walls. Relocating is something like a teleport. Relocating to any space won't help you much at the moment because we have seen that there is currently only 1 space in Dreamscape. So each time you perform an assault action, you teleport the entity back to that space. Below interactions, there are 3 entity effects this entity performs in the Dreamscape phase. Morphing, basic and special. As you can see, they correspond to the steps on the turn cards. When dreamers finish their actions in each turn, the Dreamscape phase takes